Today is Tuesday, February 19th, and I've been gone a little bit. I had a really remarkably hectic week last week, especially with my birthday. I didn't expect it, but Jim, my husband, actually took a day off work to celebrate with me and spend time with me, which was really nice. He's taking classes and he's working full-time, so even though we see each other every night, we haven't had a lot of quality time lately, so that was fun. We started playing Majora's Mask, which is his favorite Zelda game, possibly his favorite game of all time, and I've never played it before. I've been like, I never played video games before I met him, so I've been kind of learning how to play them. And some of the Zelda games are kind of difficult to, like, they're not a good first, like, beginner's game, in my opinion, because I have no coordination, and I whenever I get scared, I, like, squeeze the whole controller and push random buttons, and bad things happen, so, I've been kind of getting my control better on that before I play his favorite game so that I can enjoy the experience. But it's been really fun, to finally get to play that with him. And my best friend took me for breakfast. I'll put a picture here. And then my husband took me to Fogo de Chao, which is a Brazilian steakhouse where it's technically all you can eat. They have this incredible salad buffet, though. And we once got to go there for a company Christmas party. And I was so blown away by the salad bar, because I'm not a big meat eater. I will eat it, but I don't, like, it's not like I need it. And that I was like, man, I know that this place is really expensive because of the steak, but, like, I kind of just want to go back for the salad bar. And so we'd been kind of talking about it for the last, like, 3 years, how much we enjoyed it. So he took me to Fogo de Chao for my birthday as a surprise, which was awfully nice because, like, Valentine's weekend, they jack up the prices, and they usually limit the menu, which is frustrating. So normally we find something non-romantic to do for my birthday that's just, like, fun, so we don't have to compete with the crowds, but he got us a reservation, which was really nice. And so I ended up getting a huge plate of the salad, which I'll put a picture here. And then I got just a few pieces of the steak because I knew that was why it was so expensive. But I was super unclassy and I asked for A1 sauce because straight beef flavor just is not something I crave. But it was really good, very high quality. One piece was black and blue though, and I didn't eat that because, like, it wasn't rare, it was raw, and I'm just not into that. So that was, oh, and then after Fogo de Chao, he took me to a play, and it was a comedy, which is the best kind, in my opinion. I'm not into tragedies unless it's, like, classic Shakespeare and I know how it's going to end. But he took me to a play called Talk Talk, but it was so good. It was not just funny, like, it was hilarious. Very, 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 very full of profanity because basically it's about 6 or 7 OCD patients going to their new therapist's office, not, like, expecting their own appointment and being stuck in the waiting room with each other for, like, 2 hours while they wait for the therapist's flight to come in. And just sort of them interacting with all of their different OCDs. And one of the people with OCD, or one of the people had the type of Tourette syndrome where you shout profanities. That is actually a super duper rare form of Tourette's, but it does occur. But most Tourette's is not that. But because of that, it had a ton of profanity in it, but it was really, really funny. The thing is, though, that, like, if you've ever watched shows like Monk, it takes some incredible acting to really portray OCD symptoms well. Just because you have to kind of take on the compulsion yourself. And like they really, man, because like they had tape on the floor and like crazy zigzag like patterns. And one of the guys, like one of his things was that he didn't want to step on lines, and that actor did not step on any lines the whole play. I was amazed. Just so good. If it ever comes into your town, I recommend that play. It was so funny. It was a great way to end the night. I'm such a psychology nerd anyway. I was just enjoying the heck out of it, like at multiple levels. But like, even if you're not into psychology, it was just really entertaining to watch. They broke the fourth wall a couple times, which was really funny. So if you like that kind of humor, it almost had like an improv vibe to it, except obviously there was like nothing improvised because these actors probably are not really OCD. And they all had to like, it was really, really funny. So that was my birthday. And then actually on the night of, because that was actually Friday night, on the night of my birthday, I have one of my best friends has the same birthday as me. And so, I asked him and his wife, what are y'all doing, for your birthday? And he was like, y'all want to come over for pizza? So we just ended up like going over there and chilling. And, I did not stay within my calories that day. I didn't really expect to. I did not bust like maintenance calories. But yeah, because like we had thin crust, but it was pizza from Papa John's. And then for dessert, we all shared Cinnabons, like those giant, whatever. And then his wife bought him those Valentine Krispy Kremes. And I did not eat any, but they offered them. I was like, oh my gosh, so much food. And then what I had really been, like all I had really been wanting for my birthday was chewy salsa and chips. So we picked up some of those, but I didn't eat too much of them. I've been kind of munching them throughout the week. I need to get some more bok choy because it's mostly the salsa that I crave. But anyway, so that was the update on my birthday. And in terms of weight loss, I mostly just maintained throughout this week, which I was kind of expecting. I was a little disappointed. I was low last Tuesday when I last checked in. And then after like the pizza and everything, I think even though I didn't bust my calories, I think it was just more food that my body was used to metabolizing at that point, and it was salty and greasy and just blah. And so I did have like my weight went up by a pound the next day. And then like Fogo de Chao and everything, I pretty much just like stayed there. On Saturday, my husband and I walked 10.3 miles, just to see if we could, because we had the time, and I've been trying to get my steps in. And actually there's this Pokemon Go thing that tracks your kilometers, and one of them, like, you get rewards depending on how many kilometers you walk in a week. And I noticed that I came up short of the 50-kilometer one by 2 kilometers last week. And I was super mad. So I really wanted to get a nice long walk in to see if I could hit that, which I did. Insert photo here. Sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. We're getting ready to go on a 10-mile walk, and I walked outside and it was raining, and I just did my hair, so I have a shower cap on under my hoodie, and I hope I don't completely humiliate Jim. But anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do to get your workout in, right? Excited to stand to walk up on the wall. Now she's stuck till we get to the end of this block. So I went on that walk, and that was pretty much my entire Saturday. And then we had Chipotle for dinner, and I only ate half my burrito. Half my bowl with a tortilla. So more calories because I ate the whole tortilla with only half the bowl, but I didn't eat the whole thing. And then, I think that you're pretty much caught up. I did a ton of work yesterday. Nothing of note really. So this morning, I weighed in at 224.6, which is either the same as or awfully close to what I had last week. But that does mean that I'm past the 15-pound mark. I think I should stay this way because I don't have any more birthdays coming up for another year. And I'm hoping that I can just start dropping now. I've been working out pretty regularly. Pretty much every day I've walked at least 2.5 miles, if not. Generally, I walk at least 3 miles. Yesterday I walked 4, and it was rough. After the 10-mile walk on Saturday, my 3-mile walk on Sunday, I was walking a lot slower. It took me 20 more minutes than usual to walk the same distance. Maybe 15. I was 15 minutes late, and I don't think that I left early. So, but still, that's 5 extra minutes per hour, if you can do the math. So I was taking 25 minutes per hour to walk, or 25 minutes per mile. And that's just pretty slow for me, but my feet hurt. And then yesterday I did mall walking because it was so cold. And it was 4 miles. I think it was 4.3 miles. And again, it took me 2 hours. I was just not feeling good. I was plodding along, but I felt like I needed to do it at all. I don't really know where the limits are, because I know like with normal workouts, like with like muscle building and stuff like that, they encourage you to alternate days and take days off, like every 3rd day or whatever, or alternate muscle groups so that you can let your muscles rest. But when you can only do one kind of exercise, and that exercise is the thing that everybody does all day, every day anyway, I'm not really sure if rest days are necessary or if you just kind of wait for your feet to catch up. So I'm trying to just not do extreme distances, but still get my walk in and just go, like, be patient with myself. So I'm trying to go slow if I can. I had physical therapy since the last time you saw me. So I went to physical therapy last week. I don't remember what day. I think it was Wednesday. And he just basically like established what was causing the pain, like what movements made it worse and stuff like that. And he narrowed down the problem so that he would know like how to treat it. And so that is my week. 224.6, and we are going down. My first little mini goal is to, when I get past the 220 mark, gym, so we've come up with incentives for each section. So like when I hit the 220 mark or get past the 220 mark, Jim and I agreed that I get to have a whole case of the Hint water that I like so much. Because it's a reward, but it won't screw me up. So it's not like I get a case of Dr. Pepper. It should motivate me more. And there's a sort of very academic series that Jim really wants me to watch with him that I've just kind of been putting off because it's actually kind of related to my major, and I was just getting enough of it in class for the last 4 years that like I just was like, I don't want to come home and watch that. It's like literally just sitting through another lecture, but he just thinks it would be really interesting. He's kind of a nerd. And so I promised him that when I get past the 220 mark, I will start watching that series with him. And so it's great because like I'm trying to come up with ways that he's motivated to continue encouraging me. He's extremely encouraging anyway, but I think that it helps him be a part of the process and loop him in, which makes him excited, like even more excited for my weight loss. He's so supportive. I don't really like need to do that, but I do think it's fun to kind of let my success be his reward and let his support be mutually beneficial instead of just work helping me. So that's what I've done with him. The next goal that I will have, she's just chomping and drinking, and she just hates it when I'm talking and nobody's in the room. Sorry, but like she really doesn't do this except when I'm filming. My next goal after 220 is when I get to the 200 mark. Let's see, what was it? See, originally it was going to be at the when I get to the 200 mark, I wanted new workout pants, but I just got some for my birthday. So I think I'm just going to be like, you know what? I just want to be under the 200 mark. I want to be in, what do they call it, Wonderland or whatever. But when I get below 190, like 185, I want to be like well past 200. I told Jim that we're going to go bathing suit shopping, which is a reward for both of us, because my swimsuit from the last year was worn out. I've actually had it for like 5 years. I don't swim that much, but I don't want to wear it for a 6th year. I feel like there's some point where you just should move on. And hopefully I'll just be like confident enough and looking good enough that I'll want to buy a new swimsuit by then. And then it'll be around summer. So I feel like that's reasonable. So swimsuit shopping at 185, and then, I forget what my goal was when I hit goal. I think there was like another reward I was going to do. Oh, I have goal jeans, which should fit hopefully around the 200 mark, but they might not fit until I'm a little lower than that. So I think I just have several goal outfits that I look forward to like being able to wear as I approach my goal. And then once I hit my goal, I don't really see the need, like that is, I mean, it's the goal, right? It's the big thing. So I'm not really sure what my like incentive should be. If you guys have any suggestions for how I should incentivize myself to hit my like final goal of, and I think when I started this, I was saying my final goal was 165. So I think I might want to do an incentive, one to hit 165. What should I do to reward myself? And then if I go below it, if I hit 155, what should I do as like a bonus reward? I think I had been thinking I wanted to do a weekend trip, but frankly, that has a lot more to do with our finances than my weight. So maybe that might be like, maybe I can kind of warn Jim ahead of time that like we need to be budgeting so that when I hit that weight, we can go on a trip. We've been talking for years about visiting like the Northeast, like Connecticut and Maine. I've been to New York once really, really briefly on a school trip, and I saw almost nothing. And so, although I did see the Blue Man Group on Off-Broadway, which was fun. But so I think maybe I don't know if we'll do that bigger trip because I don't know that we'll be able to afford it by then, but maybe just a weekend trip together, because most of the trips that we take are to visit family. And I think it'd be fun if we could go on a trip, just the two of us, because we actually have never taken a trip that didn't involve family. We took a honeymoon two and a half years into our marriage. We took a honeymoon to Seattle, where we spent 3 days honeymooning and then 3 days with family. So we still have never had just a completely family-free trip as a married couple, and I would love to do that. So let me know where you think we should go for a weekend getaway, or if you think that there's some other reward that would be less expensive but equally incentivizing. Please let me know. I would love your opinions. And how are y'all doing? Are any of you guys trying to lose weight too? How is it going? Basically, net, I think I've lost like 0.2 in the last week. But that's just sometimes how it goes. I am still losing, and that's sort of what I'm focusing on. It's slow, but I'm trying to do it in a way that is going to be lasting, and I can stay sane while I'm doing it, and work full time, and pay attention to my family, and celebrate sometimes, and things like that. And I think that it's significantly more sustainable this way. So I hope you guys have an amazing however many days till my next video, and please subscribe and like this video if you like it. And it seems like I've got 10 times as many views on the one that I did that had a cooking demo in it that was ASMR. So I may experiment with doing more cooking demos, more ASMR incorporated ones, and maybe I might even try a mukbang. I'm not only in the most like eat with me and let's have a conversation sense of the word. I'm not going to be gorging myself or eating insane amounts of food. I actually really enjoy those channels, so I'm not like passing judgment, but I don't think it'll be very useful for my goals.